morning I decided to just take a stroll around Walmart, and I found a lot of new products that I thought I would share with you. Don't mind the 80s hairdo. I just for once wanted to fix my hair, and this is kind of what happened, so just go with it. So, while I talk to you about what's new at the drugstore, I'm going to go ahead and do my makeup because I am, in fact, leaving my house today. How exciting is that? To go get groceries. Yay! Alright, so we're starting with some Milani eyeshadow primer. And yes, you're going to hear my Wild Bunch in the background. They've been going at it since, what time this morning? About 7:30 this morning. It's now 11 o'clock. Since it's so close to Valentine's Day in real life, I'm going to go in with this palette today. Romantic Rose from Profusion. It's one of their 5 shadow palettes that released way back when. I also have, yes, I'm trying to talk very loud to drown out my kids. I also have Honest Hibiscus, which I actually really love for springtime. And then I also have the blue one, but for some reason I do not see it. So I have stashed it somewhere, but I have those 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with some of this shade called Date Night. Man, I wish I was going on a date tonight. Okay, so the first thing that I want to share with you is Hard Candy. I noticed there was quite a bit of new makeup from them. All right, let's see. First, we have these Eye Def eyeshadow makers. They have, looks like metallic and matte shades. So that's always nice when we can get some options. Quite a few colors here, actually. A metallic pink, a metallic brown, a metallic, what would you call that? Kind of like a burgundy shade. We've got a matte white, a matte brown, a matte blue, a matte purple. So like I said, a matte black. That's interesting. So I have not seen those before. They also had these new felt tip eyeliners. Like I said, I feel like Hard Candy really came through with quite a few new products that I have never seen from them before. And I'm always one, every time I go into Walmart or into the drugstore, I always look to see if there's anything new, because sometimes launches don't get advertised very well. I mean, I don't think I've ever really seen launches or advertisements for Hard Candy. So you just kind of got to know they're there and then go in and look around and see what they have. They also had some new primers. They had a glowy primer, and then they had these Face Off Highlight Luminous Glow Sticks. And they actually had one that's quite white. And while I like that, I am a little bit nervous that that is like going to be pure glitter. So that does make me a little nervous. It's crystal infused. They have more of a gold one and more of a bronzy one. But the white one, I'm interested in it, but it also makes me a little nervous. Like, I'm afraid it's just going to be straight up glitter and nothing else. Excuse me, I had to go see my children's dream house that they built. They also had from this Face Off collection, liquid luminous blushes as well as gel bronzer. And I am interested in the colors of the blushes. They have this really beautiful, like, baby pink color. And then this more, I don't know what you would call that, kind of like taupey shade, I guess is what I want to go for here. A purple. Honestly, when I first seen these, my initial thought was it reminded me of the blushes from Flower Beauty. These ones, actually. Hold on. I must have gotten rid of it. I don't see it, but that's what they reminded me of when I initially seen them. And then the bronzers, the packaging looks metallic, so that throws me off. Now, I know that the blushes are going to be luminous, so I expect something from them. The bronzers make me nervous. However, if the darkest shade really applies, how dark it looks on the packaging, that's actually impressive. For a drugstore brand, I don't feel like I've really seen that dark of a bronzer, especially in a liquid component formula, come from another drugstore brand. It may be, I just can't recall it off the top of my head. So for me, if I just had bukus and bukus of money, I'd be trying all this stuff. But probably the number one thing that I would want to try from the Hard Candy, which one would be the most? Honestly, probably the Face Off Luminous Glow Stick, the highlight in that white shade, just because I am curious Is it going to give like a white silvery, like I want to know what color it is, or is it just going to be like a straight up kind of glitter? So curiosity wise, it would be that one. The most pretty one, I'm probably going to go for one of these blushes because I am just a liquid blush fiend. You know, I have all those videos that I have tested these liquid blushes from the drugstore to see which one is the best. And so for me, that's probably the quickest thing I would purchase would be one of these liquid blushes. But curiosity wise, I want to know what that highlighter looks like. I already talked about this collection in another video, a purchase or pass, but I want to talk to you about the new collection from Profusion, this Metachrome collection. So we've got quite a few products coming from this collection. They have these like a glitter liner, these chrome pigments, some other eyeliners, some like brow glitter stuff, and the main component here is the eyeshadow palette. But I have to be honest, I wasn't that impressed with it. Just looking at the shades, I mean, the middle shade was really pretty, and obviously I have nothing against Profusion. They have really good quality eyeshadows. Like, if you were to look in my eyeshadow collection, the majority of what I own is going to come from ColourPop and Profusion. It just is. Those are the main ones that I rock with because I like the price and I like the quality. By the way, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just throwing eyeshadow on. And we're just going to pretend like I have a plan in this whole thing. Now, I was interested in these pigments that come with their own primer. I guess there was also a red and a pink or a red and a yellow. There was another set with 2 different colors. But by the time I got to Walmart, this was the only color selection that was left, was this blue and green. And I just really wasn't about it, if I'm going to be honest with you. Then they also had this very large palette from Profusion. It reminds me of the palette that Emily Noel always shares that is from, I want to say It Cosmetics, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of what that made me think of when I seen it. It has all these eyeshadows. I wish I had, like, if I can, I'll look up the like specifics of it. But so many blushes, highlights, sculpting things. Honestly, if you're new to makeup and you were looking for a one and done type thing where you get like the most bang for your buck, I know this is $25, but holy cow, the variety that you're getting from this palette may just be worth the price point. Now, I say that with this stipulation. That's if the formulas in this large palette are the same as the ones they put out in the smaller palette. If they're the same formula, if they haven't changed them or altered them, if it's the same creaminess, if it's the same consistency, the same pigmentation, then yeah, I think this might actually be worth the money. So to give you like my definite yes or no on this, I would have to try it. But in the place where I am now with my makeup collection, it really just doesn't make sense for me to purchase this because I don't need the additional, I don't need any of this stuff, but like I just don't need it. If it ever goes on sale or if I ever got big enough to like, you know, receive PR, which I highly doubt will ever happen, and I'm fine with that. This is my stress reliever doing these videos. I would love to try it. I want to know if the formulation in these shadows and everything is the same as the small palettes they put out. So as far as the whole Metachrome palette, the only thing that really got me was the pigments, but I would have preferred if I could have had the other color combination. I think they're just more wearable colors for what I regularly do. And the big palette from them is definitely interesting. I can't lie. I'm interested in that. Okay, I had to take a quick pause and do the eyeliner because your girl cannot talk and do eyeliner at the same time. It is just physically impossible. Now I have to find my lash glue. This is the best lash glue ever. Just in case you needed to know. This is the eyelure London 18-hour lash glue. Gonna pop on some falsies. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is that, okay, I don't know if Makeup Revolution, it's Revolution. There's like so many kind of what do you want to call it? Like labels that I don't know if they're all the same company, same brand. I truly don't know. But they have Revolution, but like love is like spelled backwards in it, and they've got, I don't know if this is Makeup Revolution, if this is something else. They have the full brand now at Walmart, which is very shocking. And here's the thing. What you're seeing in this video, I filmed that, and then I ended up going back a different day to Walmart with my friend, and I went over and was, of course, you know me, I was checking the makeup and stuff. Holy cow, if this display was not destroyed. I mean, people were flocking to this stuff. It was unreal how much all of, like, there, I mean, it was gone. Like, what you see here is a good version of what this display looked like. Because when I went back, it had been ransacked, let me tell you. I didn't end up picking up anything from this brand. I'm trying to not purchase makeup right now and really use what I have in my collection, which is kind of what I'm doing today with this face, is just using makeup that I already own to create looks, to give tips, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I didn't end up picking anything, but if I did, I kind of wanted to try the freckle pen. I didn't realize that was there till right now when I'm looking at this video, and I didn't realize how cheap the prices were. I guess I just didn't look, because the freckle pen would have been $3. This has to be like a, what do you want to call it, like a sub version of Makeup Revolution or whatever to be that price, because like the primers were $4 and $5. The foundation was $5, $4.98. Man, I should have, maybe I should have got some of this stuff. Like I said, I didn't even look at the prices. They had a freckle pen for $3, Power Brow for $2, Soap Brow for $4. Wow, I really, truly did not pay any attention to the prices of this stuff when I was there. Like, even these contour palettes are $3. The blush palette's $3. Highlight, powder, lip. I think the most expensive thing is the large Blur Stick Plus, the Blur Sticks, and the powder and the eyeshadow palettes. Like, definitely the most expensive is the Blur Sticks. They're $15. Other than that, everything besides the big palettes looks to be under $5. Darn it. I should have grabbed something. I didn't, like I said, when I was there, I didn't even look at the price or anything. Okay, the next thing is from NYX. We have these Ultimate Glow Shots Brightening Liquid Eyeshadow. I thought that this was really interesting. Not a new concept, but not something that I think I've seen from NYX before. And I really liked the shade selection, honestly, is what I was looking at. The white one looks pretty if you're wanting to go, like, that's very retro, I guess. I don't know if that's the right term for it or not, but like very 30, flirty, and thriving, you know what I'm saying? I really like the two shades on the end, like that kind of orange and kind of, I don't know, it's not pink. Did you just see that turd steal my pillow? It's not really pink. I don't know what you exactly would want to call that, but I really like that shade. All right. Woo, lashes really did something there, didn't it? I hope those stay on. So, anyways, I thought these were really pretty. Honestly, if I was to purchase one, it would probably be the second shade or the last two shades. Those ones look the prettiest to me. But the problem is they are $11. Or, well, $10.50, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like that was kind of expensive, but apply to your nose, cupid's bow, or cheekbones for a natural all-over glow. Oh, I thought they were a eyeshadow. It is an eyeshadow, so I guess it's a multi-purpose. Oh, I see the shade names. Okay, so Grapefruit Glow, Clementine Fine, or Raspberry Rave would be the three I liked. NYX also has this new One Swipe Vibrant Liquid Eyeliner. Lots and lots of colors. I see like regular blacks, white, and then we've got some like primary colors and then some even pastel colors. Some of those blues look really, really pretty. I'm very interested in this whole one swipe deal, like if that's legitimate or not. And coming in at only $9, I don't think that's bad for a liner. I mean, their Pro Liquid liners are almost $10. And are all of the, no. Okay, so the matte ones are the black and white. And then the primaries and the pastels say that they're brights. So I don't know if that means they're shimmery, metallic. I'm not quite sure what bright stands for. So that would be interesting to kind of check out what that means. So then from CoverGirl, we have these new Simply Aegis Lip Flip Liner. Big volume, overdrawn lips. Line and overdraw, fill and shape. Oh, so it's like a 2-in-1 product? Simply Ageless. And these are only $9. So do you really try to get like the closest to your natural color so that when you overline it looks the most natural? Or is it supposed to be like any color will work generally for anyone? I'm kind of curious about that. Color define, volumize, overdrawn lip. Maybe you are supposed to get one that's like closest to your natural color. So, well, the one she's using is a little, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. All right, we got some angry eyebrows. All right, I gotta go make these turkeys lunch and I'll be back. I went ahead and lotioned with some e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, fragrance free. We gotta finish this puppy. I gotta get done. Okay, so I was looking and, I'm using the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation. I haven't used this in a while. I really hope it still performs well. But I seen somebody talking about it last night on TikTok, and I was like, man, I really did like that foundation. So I pulled it back out today. But speaking of foundation, let's talk about L'Oreal. So L'Oreal has released this True Match Super Blendable Foundation. Now, it's going for $10. I thought this was like a brand new release. But when I found the display on the other side, it was like an end cap around the corner. It actually said it was just the repackaged regular that was like in the circular bottle with the twist on cap. Now it's in a square bottle with a pump. And people were really going nuts for this, like thinking that this was a big deal. And I don't know if it is or not. I never tried the original, so I really can't tell you, if this is amazing. I almost picked it up, but then I thought I would wait in case I could get some coupons from CVS. Wow, I forgot how nice this looks. I'm going to build it up just ever so slightly on my cheeks right here and a little bit on my nose. This does look really good. It's not as hydrating as I remember, because this really was pumped up. The hydrating foundation, hyaluronic acid, and collagen. This is in fair porcelain, but it does look really good. Like even on my nose. Wow. Okay, welcome back. I'm finding some really good ones here. Doing makeup here lately, trying to reuse what I have. I found some gems that I forgot about. So anyway, okay, back to this True Match, right? So it was really, everybody was like hyping it up because it was using like 6 pigment colors instead of 4 pigment colors. Going in with Wet n Wild, Megalast, Incognito, and Fair Beige. So this was like a big hype. But then I seen that was just the repackage of the other. So I really need to do a little bit more research to understand, is this a new foundation or is this just a repackaged version of the old one? Because then everybody was going nuts with this one compared to the serum foundation, the tinted serum foundation that went absolutely nuts and viral on TikTok. I mean, shoot, I did my own TikTok video on it because it was just so out there and everybody was just going crazy for it. So then I wonder what these two look like side by side. Clearly the foundation is going to have more coverage, but like, bro, this was crazy hyped. Okay, so let's talk about this new palette from Milani. This is the Flower Beauty Scribble Stick. It says for eyes and lips, but I actually really like it as a blush. Okay, this is, I believe, the Luminoso palette. It comes from that whole Luminoso collection that they just recently did. A bunch of products, like, continuing that name of the Luminoso type deal. Honestly, my only issue with the newer Milani palettes is how small they make the pans. Like, okay, let me blend this out. So if you're looking at this picture, it's a pretty color story and all that, but like, I feel like there's so much real estate that they kind of missed out on. They could have made these bigger. They could have almost squished them together and gave us maybe a 4th row. Like, I don't know. I think these are like somewhere in the $15 range. I feel like I want a little bit more because I'm definitely getting more from Profusion. That's a 10, this is a 9-pan palette. Well, I can get a 10-pan palette from Profusion, and the shades are a lot bigger, cover a lot more space, and it's half the price. So the old Milani palettes used to look like this. 4 rows of 3, okay? So now, looking at these newer Milani palettes, they're so much smaller. Like this one, the Gilded Flora. This one does have a lot more shade, so I appreciate that. But also, look how small the pans are. But again, this is a lot more shade, so I'm not saying it's the exact same thing. But like, they really should go back to kind of this number of pans. This 4 rows of 3 instead of just 3 rows of 3, because I just don't think that's enough for the price. So Wet n Wild has this new Lock and Shine lip color and gloss. It really reminds me of the ones from Maybelline, like the Super Stay, where they have the 2-in-1 type deal. I would like to see how well the color lasts once dried with the gloss over the top. That really is kind of like the telltale if it's going to last well or not. Because sometimes with these products, once you put the gloss over, it kind of disrupts the color underneath. And clearly that's not what you're wanting if you're looking at this. You want the color to remain even once the gloss is applied. And you don't really know that until you try it out. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder. Okay, I think for bronzer, I want something a little warm, which I normally don't do this time of year, but I'm just kind of feeling a little bit more of a warm look. So we're going in with the NYX Matte Bronzer. This is in Light. I would like to try one of these. I'm really impressed with Wet n Wild, the stuff that they come out with. It says up to a 12-hour wear. You know, they had the NYX... Oh, I can't think of what it's called, but I'll put it right here. And honestly, I didn't really care for it. I like the color, but once you put the gloss over top, it disrupted the pigment underneath. And so for me, I was like, that's not what I'm going for here. You know what I mean? I want both, and I want it to last. So if this does last at this price point that typically is known of Wet n Wild, this will definitely be worth looking into. All right, folks, we need a highlighter. What highlighter do I want to use? All right, we're going to go old school here. Get a little extra for these eyes. Wet n Wild Megaglo Loose Highlighter in I'm So Lit. I better tilt my fan away before it throws it everywhere. Let's see. Okay, also, Wet n Wild has these Rose Comforting Lip Colors. Rose Hip Seed Oil delivers silky smooth, high shine, buildable color with nourishing benefit. I wonder if this is anything relative to like the Fresh, the things that I've been using in my skincare routine. I'd be very interested to know. Like or maybe they're like the, what are they? Come on. Hold on, it'll come to me. Oh, I can't think of it. If I can think of it, I'll put a picture on the screen. Like, I just wonder. High Shine. Let's see, yeah. Okay, that is all the same stuff I was going to tell you. I think these are like $4.28. I wonder if they really give you that much pigment as what it's showing. Okay, last product. All right, we've seen it everywhere. We've seen Michaela. This isn't even the telescopic mascara, but the Maybelline 24-Hour Hybrid Powder Foundation Soft Matte Finish, the Super Stay Powder Foundation. So we now have the Super Stay Foundation, the Super Stay Concealer, and the Super Stay Powder. So if you're a fan of the Super Stay line, you really have an option in all the categories. I think there's even like Super Stay, you know, the lips. We have the crowns, the ink, the matte inks, the ones like the Wet n Wild with the color pigment and then the gloss. So I don't know if that's demi-matte, semi-matte. I don't know what that's considered. But as you can see, this is my local Walmart, and all of the light shades are completely gone. So, like, marketing works. And I don't have a picture of the telescopic mascara. I should have took one, but the display at my Walmart, gone. There was one black brown sitting on an end cap on the other side of where all the makeup was. So, whoever's, you know, Michaela, whatever her purpose was in the controversy surrounding these products, it's working because they are selling. Would I try this one? I don't know. I tried the original brand, or excuse me, the original formula. I did not like it as a powder foundation. It was too dry. It did not blend very well for me. I did like it for under the eyes. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. And for $11, I don't know, maybe if I can get it on sale with coupons at CVS, I would try it. Because a lot of times, you know, they'll have the buy two, get so much back, and then it kind of compounds on itself. So, this is what's new at my local Walmart. So let me know down below, what do you think? What are you interested in? What new makeup is sparking some joy with you, and what do you want to try? Thank you for getting ready with me to go absolutely nowhere. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.